Hello, everyone, and we are live. This is Secure Visa Study and Immigrate to Canada this 2024, featuring Arbutus College in Vancouver, Canada. To those of you watching, thank you for joining us today in this FB Live. To our friends in the Middle East, good morning. To the friends in the Philippines, good afternoon. And to those in New Zealand, good evening. And right here in Canada, it's a very early 1 o'clock in the morning. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to this information session with Arbutus College. I am Anna from the Secure Visa team. We're very happy that you're here joining us today. Let's wait in for our comments to come in so that we could see if our watchers are already live with us today. Once again, I am Anna from Secure Visa team. I am joining you live from Toronto, Canada. Okay. Hello, everyone. Just a second so I could see the comments. But okay, we have 31 viewers today. Good morning if you're in the Middle East. Good afternoon if you're in the Philippines. And good evening if you're in New Zealand and Australia. I am Anna. I am calling you live here from Canada. So, our information session today is learning about the study pathway to Canada. And we are going to meet some of our one of our guests from Arbutus College to learn about study programs. Oh, good morning. Thank you. I'm now seeing the comments. Sorry about that. Hello, Miss Nice. Hello, Jojo. Just a quick pulse check here. Where are you watching us from? Paki-type naman po sa comments kung nasaan po kayo ngayon para mabati ko kayo ng maayos. And I'm going to give a few housekeeping rules here while we're running our presentation. Hello, Ellie. Thank you for your questions. Give us a moment and we will come back to those. But for now, let's do an attendance check. Where are you watching us from? Pakitype naman po sa comments right here. Okay. Type in. Are you watching us from the Philippines or somewhere else in the world? So that I would know saan naman kayo. Okay, a few things before we start while you're watching this presentation. Let's unplug ourselves from other social media platforms. Um, it would be best if to watch this fully with our attention. Prepare a pen and paper if you want to take notes. Um, and then have some family members or your spouse or your partner join in to watch. And if you know someone who may be very interested in this presentation, you can also share this info with them. Hello from the Philippines, si Miss Nice. Tagum City, Vilmore. Hello, Aldin from Nueva Ecija. And Ellie from the Philippines. Good afternoon, Taguig. Taga-Taguig din po ako dati. Hi, Dina from the Philippines, Lizelle from Leyte, and Jack from Bicol. Oh, ang dami palang watching from the Philippines. So, I'm so glad that you're joining us today. It's really exciting. Marami kayong matututunan about moving to Canada, just like me. I'm right here in Canada, and I want to share a lot of things with you, not just about study program, but basically living here in Canada. Marb and Michelle from UAE. So it's also more morning there sa UAE. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm going back. Oh, Batangas. Thank you so much. Ang dami, nakakatuwa. Okay, so while you're watching this, did you know that every time you press the thumbs up button or the heart button, this gives us more visibility and then you can share it and even tag someone you know in the comments para mabilis nilang mapapanood yung Facebook Live na to. Marami silang matututunan. So as I said kanina, have your spouse or partner, family members watch this with you or share this information with them. Um, Again, the comment section is open for everyone. Please use it to greet, ask questions, or even tag someone that you would think na matutulungan itong presentation natin from Secure Visa. And um, I just want to again introduce myself. I am Anna from the Secure Visa team. I am joining you live from Toronto, Canada, and we're sharing here our journey to Canada as a student, and then what are the other benefits that you could get if you study here in Canada, and what are the opportunities available for you. So stay tuned, and I hope you stick with us and stay active in our comments. That's very, very lovely. Thank you, everybody. Hello from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and all over the world. Next, I'm going to the next slide. So let me give the briefer. This presentation is for you if you want to secure your family's future and migrate to Canada. However, you don't know where to start, diba? There's so much information around there. Siguro sumubok ka na mag-apply one time, but you wouldn't succeed. So this presentation will be very helpful for you. And then maybe you're just curious. You want to know how a Canada student visa works and what's it like in real time or in real life, diba? Possibly you could have been refused for an application somewhere else, and maybe you wanted to try to apply for Canada PR, but you didn't reach a required number of points. So how do you reach that number of points? We can talk about those points later on. And if you're thinking about migrating to Canada, not just as one person, but as a family, and there are other ways to do it, you can learn a lot from this presentation. So thank you for joining us, and please keep sharing this information to those who can really use that knowledge. Okay, just to be clear, Secure Visa is not a recruitment agency. I have to repeat that. Secure Visa is not a recruitment agency. We don't offer jobs in Canada. However, we are a consulting agency that helps aspiring migrants to live permanently in Canada. We are giving you opportunities for education. That's one of our pathways to move in Canada, not just as one person, but as a family. So, however, if you're looking for a free way to migrate or if you're looking for jobs in Canada, this presentation is not for you. I'm sorry, but maybe you want to stick around and watch. But if this is not what you're looking for, you can exit the presentation. But I will move forward now quickly. Just a disclaimer, in all honesty, wala naman pong shortcuts about moving to a different country. Hindi naman po natin sasabihin na super bilis or super easy. So it always requires hard work, determination, and the right guidance from the experts if you want to migrate or to move to a different country. So, what we're going to share here with you is the proof that a student visa is an excellent pathway to pave your way to moving to Canada and getting your permanent residency in Canada. So, change is never easy, honestly, to me, someone who has migrated here in Canada. So, it takes a lot of preparation, really, and to be informed and to have the right guidance. So, let's move forward. Hello sa ating mga viewers, Juna, Aimee. Okay, thank you for watching. So, one of the main questions that we're always asked, does the study to PR or permanent residency really work? So, let's check this out. This is sharing an article from the former Immigration Minister of Canada, Sean Fraser. He said that we don't just want international students to come here and study. Ideally, we want you to live here and build your lives here. This was one of their messages. And you would remember in the past recent years, Canada has been very aggressive sa pag-invite ng mga migrants, not just from the Philippines. So napakarami ng mga international students coming in from different parts of the world, Asia, South America, even Europe and India, like China, are one of the biggest countries that are sources of migrants here in Canada. So the idea is getting immigrants to Canada not just only enriches the diversity or the culture of the country, but it's actually a way for Canada to fill in some gaps in the job market. So that's why migrants are very important because they bring knowledge, they bring experience, and they bring skills. So if you're one of these people who have the skills and you want to migrate, so these are important tools that you can bring with you to come to Canada. So in short, I just want to repeat that Canada has not stopped inviting international migrants from coming, and they will keep coming. And I'm going to show you some figures to prove that does that really work. Okay. So in this chart, I just want to show you from January to October in 2021, about 97.5% ng mga international students who graduated from a program in Canada eventually got their PR or their permanent residency. So that's about 130,000 former study permit holders na after they've graduated and they've filled in the eligibility, they become permanent residents. So it's possible, and the statistics are very high. So this is why we're explaining to you that why study? Why even do that step, right? So I'm going to give you a lot of info here. Hi guys, thank you for watching. So I know you're confused about a lot of things, and I will talk to you about those questions about how to apply for a student visa. So we'll cover that here. But thank you for sticking with us. Love it. Okay. So if you've been thinking about migrating or studying or improving your career, in changing your pathway, or maybe um, getting a promotion or those things, now is the perfect time to decide to study and migrate to Canada. So as katulad nga na sinasabi ko, Canada continues to invite immigrants to build the workforce in the country, and of course to add people to the country. Because people would add experience, knowledge, and skills when they come here na makakatulong sa entire nation, not just for the citizens, but of course, everybody who lives here in Canada. So did you know that from now until 2025, the immigration target of Canada is makapag-invite ng 1.5 million new PRs or permanent residents. So that's a fact. So that would be a good time to jump into that bandwagon, yeah? Okay. So I'm gonna give it into short three steps. How do you do the study to PR pathway? So I'm going to briefly discuss it here, and then later on I'm going to go into the details. So step one, study in Canada. Um, you have to be an international student, as I've said, and you have to be in a designated learning institution or a school that is accredited by Canada that can offer programs towards for international students. Then after completing your studies, we go to step two. You graduate and then you apply for a post graduation work permit. This enables you to stay in Canada for up to 3 years working and gaining experience. And then after that, if you already filled in the qualifications and eligibility to be PR, you can apply to be a permanent resident. So we will go into more detail. So please watch till the end. I know you have a lot of burning questions. So thank you. I'm still, don't forget, hindi ko kayo nakakalimutan. Sasagutin natin yung mga questions yan. And I will give you an opportunity later to where do you want to connect if you want to a more in-depth discussion about these personal questions of yours. So quick survey. So we're talking about Canada. Saan nyo ba gusto pumunta sa Canada if ever? What place are you curious to go? If you want to be in Canada, saan nyo gusto mag-settle or maybe even visit? Pakitype naman sa comments below. As you know, Canada is one of the top 5 largest countries in the world. Napakaraming places to go. Where do you want to settle in Canada? Me personally, I'm living here in Toronto. My province is Ontario. Ontario is the one of the largest provinces in Canada, and this is where the capital of the country is found, which is in Ottawa. So little do you know, the capital of Canada is not in Vancouver or Toronto. Manitoba, si Miss Nelvi. Manitoba is next to Ontario lang, driving distance. Saan pa niyo pa gusto pumunta sa Canada? Ang dami pa mga places to see. And as I said earlier in this presentation, we're gonna meet a representative from one of our schools in Vancouver. So if you want to move away out west, uh, oh, Alberta daw mababa ang tax. Yes, that's true. But I'm not from Alberta, but I just know for a fact mas mababa ang tax. But if you want to learn more about cost of living and other things to prepare if you want to live in Alberta, you can book a call later, but we will tell you those uh, links where you can visit so that you can get more in-depth info about your choice of where to visit. So why do you want to listen to Secure Visa? Ito, ang daldal ko, dami ko sinasabi, di ba? Ang dami-dami din naman natin pwedeng mapanood na live videos online or even watching vlogs from YouTube, right? So why do you think it would be better to listen here in our live presentation? So first of all, I want to say that the Secure Visa team knows their stuff. the owners of Secure Visa and the founders, Jay and Ina, were actually also migrants. And I'll tell you more about their story too. So they also did an international student to PR pathway. And a lot of our team are also experienced in this have personal experiences about migrating and moving to a different country. And we also have our experts who are guiding us, so that we all know how to support our clients as they put forward their applications. So we all have our stories to tell and we have our own experiences to tell. And speaking of story, maybe I want to share my personal story about my journey here. So, as I said earlier, I am now based in Toronto. I was a former international student who migrated here to Canada. And I studied for a business program here in Toronto and I graduated. So, I'm going to share with you some quick infos about myself. So, as I said, I came here on a study permit. My husband has an open work permit. We have four children. When we applied together, we all came here to Canada together. So it's been more than 2 years, nearly 2.5 years, nakatira kami dito sa Toronto. And at the moment, I am still waiting for my eligibility to qualify for PR status. So in my timeline here, just want to show that in March 2021, so COVID pa ito, it wasn't that far back. My family and I applied for a study permit. Kasama na dito yung we prepared our requirements, and then we submitted them. By April 2021, we were approved for a study permit. And then oh, thank you. As in nice, sabi niya, napanood na rin pala niya yung story ko. Kaya paulit-ulit, okay lang, kayo magsawa. Pero thank you for watching those email materials that you've been receiving. So we really aim to inform you. Um, so when I got approved for a study permit in April 2021, we had to fly to Canada by May 2021 because my program in Lambton College was starting in May 2021. So at that time, it was full lockdown, sort of full lockdown from the Philippines. Ang daming requirements to fly. You need to do a swab test before you leave. And at that time, international students was considered essential travel. So we were part of that exemption na pwedeng lumipad. Um, and then, okay, going back to your question, Jean, you're asking, is there a possibility that I can bring my kids if I apply for student visa? Of course you can. I did that. So I will share with you how, why is that possible? Please stick around. And then I'm going just to say again, when we arrived here in Canada, wala kaming kilala. So it was a lot of adapting. So a family with four kids, pretty big, maraming bagahe. Um, and then, but it was great. Uh, um how do I say this? To study like to join a study program is like it's been a while since I was from university in the Philippines. So it's very different now that you're studying abroad. A lot of our classes started online for the first 2 semesters because of COVID, and then later on we moved to face-to-face classes. So ang mga graduate studies sa Canada is a lot of the work is done in groups, a lot of papers and reports. So a lot of the programs are designed to help you be job ready, makes your skill ready for careers. So this is a postgraduate program that I got in December 2022. So I started my classes May 2021, sorry, and then I graduated December 2022. So that was about 20 months, or it's an equivalent to a 2-year program, and I graduated in December. By January 2023, I already submitted my application for PGWP. Now I will keep repeating PGWP in this presentation. There's postgraduate work permit. So I applied for that, and then while waiting for the results of that, in 6 months we got the results that my post graduation work permit was approved, and it extended my family's permits and myself for another 3 years. So that means like after I graduated from my program, so I had a 2-year program, and then I have a 3 years of PGWP. We can stay here for a total of 5 years dito sa Canada. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. So Now I'm going to explain one about my postgraduate work permit. I keep talking about that, right? But let me just give you some of the benefits of ano bang difference of working in Canada, working in the Philippines. So why did we decide to do that? And because my husband and I are now currently workers, so we have a lot of benefits that we are enjoying as workers and taxpayers in Canada. So one of that is the provincial health care, and it is for free. Just to show you, this is from my personal experience. Um, Canada offers the Ontario, in Ontario, I mean, in our province, there is an Ontario Health Insurance Program. So this is the health card, and it covers health care, which includes hospitalization, emergency, and some prescription medicines. However, if you don't, some of the treatments are not covered by the Ontario Health Plan for free. You can get an extended health insurance from your employer, and that some part of that will be shouldered by your employer. So very, as much as possible, minimal ang expense mo for healthcare. Even includes some dental checkups, some routine tests. Um, you can get that for free through your health card. And as I said earlier, I have four dependent children. So at the time they came in here, my eldest was 16 and my youngest was 6. So nung dumating sila dito, free yung pag-aaral nila sa public school in Canada. So public school is, contrary to popular belief in the Philippines, public school is not very good, if we say that. But however, in Canada, is actually that is the main districts where children are enrolled. So a huge portion of the residents here in Canada study in public schools. There are Catholic public schools and non-Catholic public schools. So they've been studying here, pang third year na nila tong pumapasok in the same school. So it's been great. And again, as a worker, you can receive tax benefits and refunds. So depending on the amount of tax you report for the year, you may get some sort of returns from the government. So because you may have overpaid your taxes, some of the tax comes back to you. And that is in cash form. Other government benefits that you can get is a pension plan. So para siyang SSS. So ito yung sinasabi ko din kanina, may employee insurance, which adds up to any health needs you may require, such as mental health consultation or dental. So those are eye checkups. Those are very important things to maintain our health. You can get that for a very low cost or even for free through your employer. And you have Canada Child Benefits. Canada Child Benefits, if you're qualified, you can receive a certain amount every month for every child that you have under the age of 18. So, pandagdag yon sa mga expenses sa family. So, okay. So madami, madami namang benefits. However, when we came here, some of the challenges faced, as I said earlier, dumating kami dito, wala kaming kilala. So a lot of the things we had to do on our own in order to be independent. Wala kaming mga helper, walang driver, walang mga ganun, wala ding um, mga close family na pwedeng malapitan, 'di ba? And then at the time, finding a job was not quick as expected. Some people would say, "Oy, really quick pagdating mo, madaling makahanap ng job." But speaking from experience and in reality, you have to give yourself some time, of course, to filter out the right employers, to make sure that your application is the best. So be patient and take time if you want to apply for a job. Cost of living, well, as with anybody who lives in a different country, you may notice that you're always like converting how much is peso, how much is Canadian dollar, you know. So, yun lang, parang you would feel that everything's so expensive, but actually, this is where you live. So that is the cost of living here. And your salary is commensurate to whatever you're spending as you're living here in Toronto. And again, now that we're at the point where my family is in, I'm in the PGWP and my family is extended for about 3 years. So what's our next step? What are we going to do moving forward as we're going to apply for PR, right? So those are some of the confusions or questions that we have. We also learned na iba-iba ang mga views and experiences ng tao dito sa Canada. As I mentioned very early in this presentation, Canada is very diverse. It's a mixture of different cultures, Asian, South American, American, European, 'di ba? So you learn to be open. It's kind of not that easy to adapt, but then if you're more open, then change will come in very nicely. again, how about immigration naman? Marami din mga tao na iba't iba yung mga claim nila about immigration na parang, ganito yung ginawa ko, so ito na-approve ako for this, blah, blah, blah. Some people claim to be experts, and some people claim to know the process. However, people have changing views on how immigration is actually done in Canada. And with that, I'm going to throw back to, so then how did I learn more about immigrating to Canada? What should I do when I'm already here? Let me throw back to November 2021, about 2 years ago, where I first met Ina and JN, the founders of Secure Visa. So we had a podcast and we were chatting, my husband and I. So share kami na experience. Ano mo experience mo when you moved from the Philippines to New Zealand, or when you moved to the Philippines to Canada? So, and then you studied and then you were working. So yun yung mga shinare namin. Each of us had our own challenges. So even them, kahit sila, when they came to New Zealand, they had their own challenges. Um, before Ina and JN became successful, hindi naman sila skilled professionals at that time. When they wanted to migrate to Canada, they don't have any, skilled qualifications. um, they tried migrating to Canada first. That was their first idea. However, they wasted some money in an agency that did not guide them the right way. Back in 2015, they also applied for a resident visa to New Zealand while they're in the Philippines. However, there's a number of points required if you want to, para makapasok ka dun sa resident category ng New Zealand. So hindi pa nila na-fit yung number of points na yon. So at that time also, naghahanap nga din sila ng mga jobs na pwede ba kami mag-qualify para makapag-move kami to New Zealand. However, hindi nga din nila na-reach yung points. So because of that, they discovered that there is a way, if they wanted to migrate to New Zealand, is the study to residence pathway, in which this is an opportunity that they realize that, hey, we can help not just ourselves, but other aspiring migrants who want to move to New Zealand or even Canada through this pathway. So Ina, while she was studying in New Zealand, she realized that, mga fellow classmates niya, galing sa agency A, agency B, they have different types of guidance, and then maybe even wrong advice or the wrong support from the agency who handled them. Sometimes the program that they were enrolled in hindi fit sa kanilang mga skills or qualifications nila. At some point, students struggle financially and they eventually want to go home, and because it's very hard to adapt to a different country. So yun yung mga na-realize nila na, hey, maybe it's a good time for us to try to help these people to correct these mistakes, or to actually avoid them from happening in the beginning. So now they realize that we can create a better and more supportive way to immigrate to New Zealand, Canada, and Australia. And because of that, Secure Visa was born. So it was founded in 2018 by Ina and JN. So we are a consultancy agency. Um, we want our clients to avoid any frustrations and pains about moving to a different country. In reintroducing Ina and JN, here they are with their children. So they have been living in New Zealand for 7 years, and they are actually already citizens, diba? Okay. The Secure Visa team, just showing it to you here. Our primary goal is to help migrants to study, work, and live in their ultimate destination, whether it's NZ, Canada, or Australia. So this will eventually lead them to getting permanent residence. So um, our team is based in Manila, in Canada, moi, and then in New Zealand, of course. And then here is our um, team members who are based in New Zealand. So they're all living there in New Zealand now. So as you can see, as I said kanina, we are experienced. We've known the pathway, and then we want to help others who want to experience the same thing. So okay, and our office in Manila is located near the Mall of Asia in Pasay City. So please be advised, we will give you more details on the address and contact details later. Coming to the office is strictly by appointment basis only. Our team is on a work from home setup. So if you would require a face-to-face meeting, you can schedule it with our team, and details on that will be given to you later. Okay, showing you here our credentials with the SEC and the BIR, as well as our business permits. So just to show us proof of legitimacy of our company. Now, I'm showing you a photo of our regulated Canada Immigration Consultant, or RCIC, over here on the left. So he is based in Canada. He provides us guidance with our Canada student visa application and open work permit application, and also family application. And we have Attorney Jean, who is our immigration lawyer who is based in New Zealand. Now, his specialty is, of course, also student permits and work permits towards New Zealand. So they're also like the team, us, they are also dedicated to helping provide the best guidance to those who want to migrate. Why am I showing this to you? Dami, no? So, um, I want to show you that we're not just, puro talk. We walk the talk. We are not just any consultancy that doesn't have any real experience. We have actually helped so many people from different parts of the Philippines and different parts of the world who want to come to Canada and also the New Zealand to start their dreams and to um, study and even live there with their family. As you can see, people are all walks of life, single couples with children, um, married or life partner. Yan. Marami na kaming na-meet at natulungan. And of course, more to come. It doesn't stop there. Showing you more pictures. All right. So, like, okay, there's four reasons why studying in Canada is the popular way to get a permanent resident status. And how can I increase my CRS score about this? What is the CRS score? People keep mentioning that. I could see that on YouTube or Facebook. What is the CRS score? So, if you want to know how to increase your comprehensive ranking system score, listen up. I'm going to be giving you the details of why the study pathway is the best option for you. So number one, as I said kanina, like me, I have a postgraduate work permit. After you've completed your studies, you can apply for a PGWP, which will give you up to 3 years of stay in Canada. As a PGWP holder, this is like considered an open work permit. You can work for any employer in Canada. Hindi ka nakatie down to any company. And because you're already a full-time worker, you can work for 40 hours per week or more. There is no limit. As a student, there is a certain limit, but I will mention that later on. Um, and then again, you can also work anywhere in Canada. You're not tied down to any company. And with enough working experience, as I said, like me, I am gaining working experience after my graduation as a PGWP holder. And that will give me enough points to increase my CRS or comprehensive ranking score points. And eventually I will qualify for permanent residency. Okay. Now, going back to postgraduate work permit, how do you get that? So sabi ko nga kanina, you must be enrolled in a designated learning institution. So they call it a DLI. These are the colleges and universities that offer the programs for international students. And of course, you have to finish your program. And then if you want to get a longer duration for your PGWP, sometimes it could be 1 year after graduation, your duration, or it could be up to 3 years from your graduation, like me. So you have to finish at least a 2 year program or more to be qualified for a 3 year postgraduate work permit. And speaking of DLI, we will talk about that later with one of our guests. So, paano ba mag-a-apply ng permanent residency kung may PGWP ka na? So, step one, after studying, like me, you get that PGWP, which gives you 3 years to stay here in Canada with your family, considering na extended din ang kanilang stay, gaining Canadian work experience. So the main ingredient here is gaining at least 1 year of Canadian work experience na continuous siya. That will help you qualify for an immigration pathway to permanent residency. So listed here are some. There's federal skilled worker program. So if you have a skilled trade such as plumbing, electrician, carpentry, welding, these are skilled workers, and then you have an increase of points, which helps you qualify more for PR. There's also federal skilled trades, katulad nga ng mga na-mention ko. There's Canadian experience class. So these are for people who have studied and worked in Canada for at least a year or more. More years of working also increases your score and makes you more qualified. So other factors that play into the CRS score I'm mentioning are your age, your location, and the type of industry you're working in. So kaya may provincial nominee din. So it depends on which province you live in. Katulad ng sabi ng mga friends natin sa chat, Alberta, Manitoba. So there are different types of points that you can get depending on where you live. Okay, so ito na yan. How do you increase your CRS score? Of course, get that Canadian qualification, which is your study program. Graduate from that DLI or a college or university in Canada, and gain your Canada work experience. So put those two together, and then you will have enough valuable points to increase your chances to be nominated for a PR under Express Entry. So Express Entry is the pool where you apply for permanent residency. You will be more competitive against other applicants who have not even studied. Kasi kulang ang points nila kasi mas mayroon kang advantage if you graduated and studied in Canada. That gives you points and you worked in Canada. Okay. Number two, why is study to PR pathway an excellent choice, right? You can work while studying. Sabi ko nga kanina, you are allowed to work at a certain number of hours as a student. Part-time lang ito. So up to 20 hours per week. So you can earn some money, gain some work experience, or learn connections and network from your employers. You can get new skills as well. And then later on, after you've been doing your part-time job and you finished your schooling, at pwede ka na mag full-time work. So there's a higher chance that you will be absorbed in the company because they've already known you. So that's a good opportunity too. Take note, when you're studying in Canada, hindi namin ideally sinasabi na, hey, working for 20 hours per week is enough to sustain your daily needs, right? This is a part-time option. The focus of you coming to Canada is actually to study and to complete your program. So, contrary to what other agencies might say that this is the great catch of coming to Canada to work for 20 hours, in fact, you cannot rely on that if you need to earn for your tuition and your cost of living. So more on amount on what to prepare. I will go through that later at the end of this presentation. So please stay with me. So number three, bakit maganda yung pag-study to PR pathway in Canada? So just like me, I am able to bring my partner and my dependent children, entire family as I am studying. So partner may be married or living together, even same-sex partnership. So he or she can get an open work permit and it doesn't have to have a valid job offer. So it is as an open work permit, you're not tied down to any company or to any location. You can work anywhere in Canada. And as I said, as an open work permit, 40 hours per week you can work, or even two jobs that would be possible. Okay. And then if your partner is working and then he or she has already gained 1 year or more of Canadian experience, work experience, maaring siya naman yung tumaas ang CRS points. Siya naman na magiging main applicant natin for PR application if your points as a student is not yet enough. Dependent children, in my case, so we get free education for them from elementary till high school. And also, if you're applying for PR as the parent, they are also included in the application. If you get approved, they are also approved for PR. So up to 24 years old as your dependent child can be included in the PR application. If you are an OFW, this would be a great chance to bring your family with you. Kasi if I may recall, some OFWs are not able to bring their families to Dubai or Qatar because of certain work restrictions, right? So here in Canada, it's a chance for you to bring your family to build memories with them while you're still working and earning and also gaining your education. Now, a lot of people would ask, so anong duration ng visa ko or ng partner ko? So sabi ko nga, it's the same length of time as the main applicant, which is the study permit applicant. Now, if I've completed the program and taken my PGWP, what would be the visa of my partner and my dependent after I complete? So it is going to be the same and it can be extended. Okay, now lastly, why is the study to PR pathway a great option? Because this is one of the fastest ways to move to Canada. You don't even need to look for a job right away to come to Canada because you can fly in Canada in 6 months or less. So it depends on how prepared you are. If you fit the qualifications, you fulfill all the requirements, and you are approved, you can, from month 0 to month 6, nasa Canada na po kayo with your family. And speaking of which, I was saying about study to PR pathway, ang dami kong sinabi, di ba? Saan ba ako pwede mag-study? So one of the main reasons we brought this presentation to you, our viewers, is that you could learn one of our education options. And with that, I'm going to introduce our guest today. So we have Ms. Trisha Ann Galang, who is the Regional Recruitment Manager in the Philippines for Arbutus College in Vancouver. Nandyan po ba kayo, Ms. Trisha?
Hello po, Miss
Hello.
Ana. Good evening po or good morning na po sa inyo. And
And
good
good
afternoon po sa
afternoon.
mga viewers po natin today. Ayan, thank you so much po, Miss Ana, for the very informative session. Can I start my presentation na po
Yes,
kaagad para hindi
go
na
ahead.
natin sila paghintayan?
Yes, go ahead, please.
All right. So again, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm Trisha. I'm the Regional Recruitment Manager for ARBUTUS College and 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏 School of Management. And I will be doing the discussion for today. We'll discuss different programs that we have. And then, of course, yung life naman po sa Vancouver. Since earlier po, narinig natin kung ano yung experience ni Miss Anna, no? First-hand experience on how she actually applied for a student visa. And hanggang ngayon, nandun pa rin po sila with her family sa Toronto. So ngayon, I will be discussing life naman po in Vancouver. Okay, next slide please. So about Arbutus College first, we are post-secondary institution and we're offering certificate and diploma programs. So kapag certificate and diploma, usually naglalast po ito. Meron kaming mga 1 year, meron kaming 1.5, and meron din kaming mga 2-year program. So there's a lot of options for you kung gaano po katagal yung target ninyo na mag-aral po sa Vancouver. Next is government-approved designated learning institution. Of course, this is very important. Ayan, sorry, pabalik lang po. Okay, thank you. So, andito tayo sa may second statement. So, we are, of course, government-approved designated learning institution. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, we are legally allowed to host international students. So, when you're applying for a school sa Canada, ito po dapat yung una ninyong titignan. Kasi kung nag-apply kayo sa school na hindi pala DLI, of course, most likely mapapauwi kayo or baka ma-deport kayo kasi nga hindi po sila allowed mag-host ng mga Pinoy or international students. Okay, so again, ang location po namin ay downtown Vancouver, and when it comes to class sizes, maliit lang po or konti lang po yung tinatanggap natin every intake, around 25 to 30 students, so we can make sure na ang student po namin ay may good relationship din sa mga professors po natin. Okay, next slide please. So living in Vancouver naman, number one is Canada's most moderate climate. So I think when we hear the word Canada, first thing that comes to mind siguro ay snow or talagang sobrang lamig, which is true naman po talaga, no? For most part of Canada, talagang parang palagi na lang may snow or halos mas mataas pa sa tao yung snow for some provinces. But for Vancouver, I'm happy to share with you na you can actually enjoy outdoor activities all year round. So, possible po yan. Though hindi naman siya mainit, no? Malamig siya pero hindi gaano mas-snow. Then, of course, peace, order, and good governance. I think this is applicable for whole Canada, no? Na-mention ni Miss Anna kanina yung mga iba't ibang benefits na binibigay ng government sa mga students, sa mga permanent residents, and of course, citizens din po. And then last but not the least is high opportunities for employment. So I think before moving to another place or another country, we need to make sure na mayroon ba talagang pagkakakitaan dito, no? Kasi kahit na I think milyonaryo tayo, ilang milyon yung pera natin, if we stay in a place na wala talagang cash flow or talagang puro palabas lang yung pera natin, eventually mauubos at mauubos din po yan. Okay, next slide please. So next would be the field of studies. So we have hospitality management, marketing, business management, computer science, international trade, and yung newest addition po sa ating mga programs, which is the medical office assistant. So yun talaga yung pinaka-focus ng ating discussion ngayon kasi most of our students or yung mga prospective students natin, naghahanap sila ng program na magbibigay sa kanila ng pathway para makapagtrabaho sa mga medical offices and dental offices sa Canada. Kasi as you may know, sa healthcare or sa field ng healthcare po sa Canada, very in demand talaga yung mga trabaho. And isa pa, mataas din po yung ino-offer na mga minimum wage kapag nasa healthcare ka. So just to mention a few programs that we have, meron po tayong 6+6, 8+8, and 12+12 sa Arbutus College. I think dito sa Philippines, it's not very common to hear these terminologies, no? So for information ng lahat po ng mga manonood natin ngayong hapon, ang 6+6 po, it means na 6 months academic and then 6 months po na co-op or paid internship. So again, ang co-op po, ang ibig sabihin po niyan ay paid internship sa Canada. Then we have 8+8, which is 8 months academic, and then 8 months na paid internship, and yung 12+12 or 2 years, wherein mag-aaral ka for 12 months and then mag-paid internship ka for 12 months. So pag sinabi nating 12 months na study, hindi po yan tuloy-tuloy na 12 months po ha. Siyempre may mga sem break po yan for 3 months, yan, or 2 months. So, during your sem break naman or during breaks and holidays, you can work full-time. Then, yung nasabi ni Miss Ana kanina, yung part-time work mo as an international student, of course, nandiyan dyan po yan, which is yung 20 hours per week. Okay? Next slide, please. Now, we will discuss yung medical office assistant program po natin. Ang gusto ko unang i-share po sa inyo is anyone or everyone can apply for this program. Hindi kailangan na nurse ka before or domestic helper ka before or medical technologist or anything na related sa healthcare. You can apply for this program kung business yung naging course mo or IT ka ngayon. Pero ang talagang gusto mo sanang kuhanin na program before ay healthcare. So, anyone can apply for this program. Next slide, please. So for the program, we'll discuss, of course, yung introduction natin sa medical office assistant. And this is actually the answer of ARBUTUS College in addressing high demand for healthcare workers in Canada. So I think hindi lang po sa Vancouver, no, but most part ng Canada ay kailangan talaga ng mga healthcare workers. And yung mga students natin na mag-graduate for medical office assistant, ang pwede nilang maging trabaho po ay the following. So medical receptionist, office assistant, administrative assistant, medical office administrator, or medical office assistant, and mga dental office assistant din po. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so for the program ng medical office assistant, we actually have two. Yung una is yung 8 months natin or yung purely academic. So that's again 8 months program. And kung gusto mo naman longer period, we have 8+8. And I think ito yung parang sa lahat ng mga applications na nakuha namin so far, lahat sila is 8+8. Kasi nga, may 8 months na nag-aaral ka and then 8 months na paid internship po kayo. So halimbawa, ang tanong ng mga student natin, can we actually shorten the period of our studies? Like kung kaya naman gawin ng, i-compress siya ng let's say 12 months lang, hindi na 8+8 para mas mabilis ako makagraduate. Well, for this program po, kailangan natin makuha yung number of hours. So kahit na kaya naman ng schedule natin i-compress yung academic po ninyo para mas maigsi siya, unfortunately, we cannot allow that. So talagang kailangan kung 16 months, 16 months talaga. So you can have the 648 hours each for these 8 months program. Okay, next slide please. Next is yung academic schedule. So for most programs that we have for Arbutus, usually ang pasok ng mga estudyante po namin is 2 to 3 days lang per week or yung iba 4 days, ganyan, sa isang linggo. Kaya may time pa po talaga kayo to work doon sa part-time work po ninyo. But for medical office assistant, it's gonna be 5 days a week ang pasok natin, Monday to Friday, and it's 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Okay, so again, 5 days po tayong papasok. Pero yung the last 2 days naman of your week, you can rest or you can work part-time pa din. Then we are offering this program every intake. Ang wala lang po kami is December. So kung gusto po ninyo mag-apply for next year, we're still open ng January and February intake kung nagmamadali na po kayo makapunta ng Canada. Okay? Then we're also offering first aid course along with the medical office assistant program. So ang kagandahan po dito, instead of you having to pay another 1,000 or 2,000 to 3,000 Canadian dollar para makakuha ka ng first aid course, you don't need to do that anymore. Kasi again, kasama na po yung first aid course sa ating medical office assistant program. Then, yung last naman is guidance from healthcare specialists. So, ito po, hindi lang ba sa mga teacher or professors yung magtuturo sa inyo, but yung mga tao din po na may first-hand experience sa healthcare po sa Canada, yung mga nagtrabaho din before as medical office assistant or part sila ng healthcare system din po sa Canada. Okay, next slide please. Then yung key courses highlights po natin. So again, itong program kasi is not parang is open for everybody rather. So we need to have yung mga courses kahit na parang basic siya in a way pag titignan mo kapag may background ka na sa healthcare. So number one is medical office procedures. Of course, we need to have streamline ng process po when it comes to office operation or medical office operations. Then cultural awareness and sensitivity kasi hindi lang naman Pinoy ang magiging patient po ninyo no when you are working na as a medical office assistant or dental office assistant. Then medical ethics and confidentiality and medical terminology, very important. Kasi again, we don't have any background sa healthcare, so we need to set yung mga expectations sa mga student natin. Alam ba yung mga pwedeng i-share sa mga family members, and of course, medical terminology kasi may iba't ibang medical jargons na na posibleng hindi tayo familiar. Then last and I think very important din po is yung medical office technologies kasi po kung ano po yung ituturo sa inyo sa ARBUTUS College na software for medical records po, yun din yung ginagamit sa Vancouver for 80 to 90% po ng medical offices and dental offices. So good thing, pagdating mo doon, pagtatrabaho ka na, hindi ka na kailangan turuan ng sobrang tagal when it comes to medical technologies kasi alam mo na. So we are teaching yung Accuro EMR. It stands for Electronic Medical Records para again, ready ka na talaga to start your work pagdating mo pa lang sa workplace. Okay, next slide please. Ayan, then yung learn and earn naman po natin. So, na-mention yan kanina ni Miss Ana, no, na pwede talaga kayo makapagtrabaho part-time. Pag sinabi po nating part-time, ito yung nasa white sa gitna. During studies, you're allowed to work 20 hours per week. And ang minimum wage po sa Vancouver is 15.65 Canadian dollar per hour. So again, minimum wage lang po yan. But sa Arbutus College, we have lots of partner employers po. And according to my students, hindi na po sila nakakakuha ng minimum wage kapag yung nag-hire sa kanila ay partner employers natin. So kadalasan daw po ang nakuha nila is nasa 18 to 19, meron pa mga 21 Canadian dollar per hour kasi again, ito po ay healthcare field. So ang estimated monthly income kung halimbawang i-compute natin na ang sahod po ninyo is 15.65 Canadian dollar per hour, it's gonna be around 1,252 Canadian dollar per month. So kung sa peso po yan, around 50,000, 52 to 54,000 pesos sa isang buwan. That is again, while studying pa po yan. Pero we need to compute then of course kung magkano yung estimated monthly salary mo kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho na during your paid internship or co-op. So of course, madodoble po yun kasi 20 hours po kayo nagtatrabaho for your parang as an international student, then another 20 hours for your co-op. So 40 hours na po kayo niyan per week. Ang sahod na po natin, ang estimated is around 100 to 108,000 po sa isang buwan. So again, this is still while studying ha, na doble lang siya kasi mayroon tayong paid internship. Okay, next slide please. Ayan. Next po. So next is yung satisfaction rate. So as you can see, lahat po yan line of 9. Kasi when it comes to student support services, binibigay talaga namin yan sa mga student. We are not just giving them the platform no, para makapag-apply sa mga employers, but tinutulungan din po namin sila how they will answer interview questions, paano gumawa ng CV na Canadian setting, yung mga cover letter po na yan, kasama po yan sa aming student support services. And also may mga free counseling din po tayo if you need help po sa inyong academic, and then of course yung mga counseling din po natin for mental health, meron din po tayo. Then yung ating after school care, again, we're not just looking for quality education, but also we're looking forward what will happen to you after graduation. So yun yung mga job placement natin now which we can guarantee. So again, we can guarantee job placement, pero if you want to apply on your own or kung may mga relatives or friends kayo nag-offer ng trabaho sa inyo, by all means, you can apply sa ibang employer din po. Okay? Next slide, please. Ayan, then yung intake dates po natin, almost the same yan for 2024. So, lahat po ng mga intakes natin from January hanggang November ay available pa. Pero if you want to apply for next year, ayan, ang advice ko lang is start your application as soon as you can. Kasi hindi naman po yan, parang kung gusto mag-apply for January, apply ka ng December. Kasi sabi nga nila, Miss Anna, usually ang application period natin hanggang visa is around 6 months or less. So, yung ibang student, they're fortunate enough or lucky enough na nakakuha sila ng visa result in 6 days or 1 week. Pero yung iba, tumatagal siya ng more than 3 months. So, di ba, mas okay na mas maaga kayo mag-apply para iniintay na lang po ninyo yung visa result. Okay, next slide please. Then, yung admission requirements natin. So, again, dahil admission requirements ito, ayan lang po muna yung kailangan ng school sa inyo para makapag-apply. Pero of course, when it comes to visa requirements, yun yung medyo mahaba na ang list natin. Pero you don't have to worry kasi again, nandito po ang Secure Visa to help you, hindi lang sa admission, but pati na rin po sa visa application process. So, for the admission requirements, ang kailangan lang namin is passport, diploma, and transcript of records. Yung proof of English po, hindi po namin kailangan ng IELTS. Okay? So, ang kailangan lang po namin sa inyo is ITEP test result na passed, which is 4.1. So, yung ITEP para po siyang Duolingo. Ang minemeasure po dito ay yung reading, writing, listening, and speaking po ninyo. And don't worry kasi kinukuha or tinitake lang po ito online. And supposedly, may bayad po yan na $24 per take. Pero dahil sa mga kung dahil student po kayo ng secure visa, then you don't need to pay anything to take ITEP. So malilibre po kayo or i-waive namin yung fee for ITEP dahil isa po kayo sa mga student ni secure visa. Okay? So just in case po, mag-fail po tayo sa first try, free pa din po yung second try natin ng ITEP. Alright, you can review using yung mga IELTS materials po online para kung gusto ninyong mag-review. Pero based on mga feedback sa akin ng student, mas madali ang ITEP compare sa Duolingo. And sabi din nila, mas madali ang Duolingo compare sa IELTS. So, yun na, para mayroon kayong idea kung gaano ba siya kahirap or gaano siya kadali. Next slide, please. So, admission process, straightforward lang po tayo. Submit your admission requirements saan po? Sa Secure Visa. So, bakit hindi na lang sa akin, or bakit sa Secure Visa kailangan i-submit yung application ninyo? Kasi po, once nakita namin sa system na you're one of the students ng Secure Visa, then you get to have automatic discount. So, yung automatic discount niyan, i-discuss ko sa inyo later on. So, yun yung kagandahan dyan na kapag pa-process po kayo sa agency niya talagang may proof of legitimacy, may mga testimonials na napadala talaga sila sa Canada or sa New Zealand and Australia. And yung isa pang mahalaga is nagkaroon kayo ng automatic discount sa tuition fee. So, once na nag-submit ng requirements sa Secure Visa, nakapag-take na ng ITEP, then makareceive ng student contract or offer letter. Then you can sign the student contract na or offer letter and pay the initial tuition fee deposit na mababa lang po. We are not requiring 1 semester or 1 year. So, installment po tayo. Then receive your letter of acceptance na po. Then apply for student permit. For the whole process, if smooth lang or once na na-receive mo yung student contract, nag-sign ka and nag-pay ng initial tuition fee deposit, usually ang lahat ng process na nakikita nyo na yan is around 5 to 7 business days lang po. Okay? Ayan. Next slide, please. Then, yung sample tuition fee computation natin sa mga programs natin for business and hospitality. So, supposedly, ang babayaran mo, dito po tayo titingin sa gitna, standard fee. Kung gusto mo yung 12 plus 12, 20,851 Canadian dollar for the 2-year program po. Ito po yung babayaran natin. And then, initial tuition fee deposit is 3,910. So, yung initial tuition fee deposit, ito yung first payment po ninyo para makakuha kayo ng letter of acceptance sa school. Then, the rest of your tuition fee balance, pwedeng bayaran pag nandun na po kayo sa Canada. Installment din po. Pero dahil student po kayo ng Secure Visa, dito na po kayo titingin sa discounted fee, which is 15,638. For the whole 2-year program na po yun ha. So imagine nakasave kayo more than 5,000 Canadian dollar just because estudyante po kayo ng Secure Visa. So that's for our 12+12 program po. Then kung gusto mo naman 1 year lang, pwede rin 6+6 po. Supposedly 13,000 ang tuition fee mo, pero maging 9,789 na lang siya. So parang roughly around 3,000 po yung na-save natin na tuition fee or na-discount po sa inyo dahil student po kayo ng secure visa. Then nandito po lahat ng sample ng ating initial tuition fee deposit. As you can see, minimal lang siya. Nasa 3,000 lang po siya ang deposit natin. Pwedeng bayaran yan ng deposit, cash deposit, or pwedeng credit card rin po. Or if you have relatives na nasa Canada or malapit sa school, they can pay for your tuition fee via card rin. Walang problema. Okay, next slide please. Yan. So, ito na po yung ating sample brochure for our Co-op Medical Office Assistant Program. So, for the medical office assistant, yung 8 months natin, it's around 14,000 Canadian dollar po sa isang taon or sa 8 months program natin. Again, yun po yung diploma in medical office assistant, 8 months na academic, it's 14,630 Canadian dollar for 8 months. Pero kung gusto mo po yung 8+8 po natin, yung 8 months academic plus 8 months na paid internship, it's only 13,800. So mas mababa po talaga yung 8+8 natin compared din sa 8 months na program. Kaya siguro ito din yung pinipili ng mga estudyante natin kasi may co-op na or paid internship, tapos mas mababa pa yung tuition fee po niya. Okay? When it comes to the students naman na tinatanggap natin for this program, pwede po mag-apply ang high school graduate, old and new curriculum. Okay? So again, high school graduate, pwede po kayo mag-apply and hindi rin po kami strict when it comes to age. So wala po kaming age discrimination or age limit for this program and the other programs po that we have for Arbutus College. Okay, next slide please. Ayan, so ito naman po yung discussion natin kung paano kayo makakuha ng post-graduation work permit. Kasi po for Arbutus College alone, after ng graduation mo, you have 3 options. Number 1 is, halimbawa nag-apply ka ng 6+6 natin. During your 6 months paid internship, nakaipon po kayo, no? And then you can transfer na kay 𝗓𝗓𝗃 School of Management para magkaroon kayo ng PGWP for a maximum period of 3 years. That's option 1. Nag-paid internship, nakaipon, lumipat sa 𝗓𝗓𝗃. Option 2, nag-paid internship, you perform well during your paid internship, then nakakuha kayo ng employer. So from student visa to working visa na po kayo. Possible po yun. Then yung last option natin or yung last resort natin, nag-paid internship ka, hindi ka nakaipon, at hindi ka rin nakakuha ng employer, so uuwi po kayo ng Philippines. So if you will ask me kung bakit mag-Arbutus College pa ako if kaya ko naman mag-accend na ako diretso para PGWP na kaagad. So ito pong Arbutus College, for those people na gusto po makapag-start na ng buhay nila sa Canada as early as next year, pero hindi pa ganun kalaki yung budget natin for the tuition fee. Kasi though marami talagang applicants no, na ready na sila financially when they are inquiring, ganyan, or kapag nasa consultation stage na po tayo. But there are also applicants na sakto lang po yung budget nila for the tuition fee, tapos ayaw nilang mangutang sa bank or mangutang sa kamag-anak or magbenta ng kahit anong property just to start their life in Canada. So you can start mismo sa loob ng Canada through Arbutus College. Sa Vancouver, with the little that you have right now, you can start and then pwede po kayo mag-save up during your paid internship and makalipat po sa 𝗓𝗓𝗃. So if yung worry nyo naman is baka naman mahirapan ako kasi lilipat na naman ng school, baka hindi naman ako tanggapin sa 𝗓𝗓𝗃. So don't worry kasi po ang Arbutus and 𝗓𝗓𝗃 ay owned and operated ng iisang company lang po. So when it comes to the assurance na makakalipat ba kayo sa 𝗓𝗓𝗃, yes po, makakalipat talaga kayo. And in fact, during your application sa Arbutus College, doon sa application form, hinihingi na agad yon kung may plan ka ba lumipat ng 𝗓𝗓𝗃 para aware yung admission na you have plans lumipat sa 𝗓𝗓𝗃 after mo po sa Arbutus College. So I guess we will be discussing more about 𝗓𝗓𝗃, ano yung mga ina-offer natin. Once we have confirmed schedule na ulit sa secure visa. So follow nyo po yung kanilang page kasi doon nila i-announce if we will have another discussion sa Aksanda School of Management. Okay? Next slide, please. Ayan, we're down to our last slide. So ito po yung mga highlights ng Arbutus College. Again, job placement assistance for the paid internship po ay guaranteed. No IELTS, pwede po kayo mag-take ng ITEP and it is for free. Again, yung ITEP po, tinitake po yan online. And then convenient and manageable schedule kasi pinaghiwalay natin yung academic kaya may 6+6 tayo which is 6 months na academic and 6 months na paid internship. Then yung university transfer program, yan po yung pinakita ko sa inyong slide before this one. From Arbutus to Aksanda, that is possible. Then affordable program fees as low as 15,000 Canadian dollar. That's for 2 years already. Kung 1 year naman po, that's around 9,000 Canadian dollar. And installment pa po siya, pwedeng-pwede. Okay? So, next slide po.
At the end. Oh, that's great.
Ayan.
I think
So,
Trisha is at the
last
end
na
of her
pala yun.
slide.
Ayan,
Yeah.
thank you so much po.
Ang galing. Ang dami naming natutunan about Arbutus. So let me just
Salamat
flag
po.
some of the comments here. Trisha may nagtanong, what if ang kanyang career teacher siya? Or there's one of our viewers here, tanong niya is HRM graduate siya. So what are some study opportunities that they have in Arbutus?
Yeah, so good question po yan, no? Kung teacher po tayo, ang i-recommend namin na program sa inyo ay about business. Kasi as we all know, ang business naman po ay open for everyone. Like, meron tayong mga business owners na architect sila dati or engineer sila dati, but ngayon mga business owners na. So, we can open opportunities po sa mga teachers for our business program. And then yung sa HRM naman po before, we have hospitality programs naman po for you. Pwedeng 6+6 po yan or 12+12. It depends po sa inyong study plan. So when it comes to deciding po ng anong program ba yung pwede sa akin, don't worry kasi again, andito po ang Secure Visa and I can also help you to decide kung ano ba yung program na fit po sa inyo based on your background, experience, and of course, kung ano ba yung plan mo after mo na mag-aral sa Canada. Ayun po.
Oh, that's good. Okay, how about after studying, may nagtatanong dito si Cheryl, ano bang mga possible jobs that would qualify me to be a PR in Canada?
When it comes to permanent residency application, I think it is best to consult with an RCIC and ang kagandahan dyan na mention ni Miss Anna kanina na they have RCIC mismo na based sa Canada kasi again, the application is different for everyone. So pwedeng
Yeah.
kahit twins kayo no with same background, same family members, pero pag nag-apply kayo ng PR, pwedeng magkaibang pathway yung ibibigay sa atin ng RCIC. But when it comes to the work itself, to set expectations lang po kung halimbawa baka supervisor or managers na tayo dito sa Philippines. Pero pagdating natin sa Canada, most likely na magsa-start po tayo sa mga entry-level na trabaho. So, we need to be open na kahit na 10 years na tayong supervisor or CEO pa tayo dito sa Philippines, possible na mag-start po kayo from entry-level jobs like yung mga cashier or mga waiter, ganyan. Pero of course, ayun, para as early as now, maset namin yung expectations na ganun po yung pwede natin maging trabaho sa Canada.
Okay, thank you for that. So here's a question. Sabi nyo nga, no IELTS sa Arbutus, ano? So if I do have an IELTS, is academic or general IELTS acceptable for my application?
Good question po. So kung may IELTS na po kayo, ang pwede po namin tanggapin is yung academic IELTS po natin. And then kung wala pa naman or kung never pa kayo nakapag-take ng any English proficiency exam and ayaw mo mag-IELTS, then mag-ITEP na lang po tayo kasi libre naman po yun sa mga student ni Secure Visa.
Correct. Okay. So I know we have more questions here, but as you can see in our chat, we have our links that where you can reach out to us. And if you want to connect with Trisha, with Arbutus College to learn more about the program, you can reach out through us, and then we can help you with your application to match you with the best program. Sabi nga ni Trisha, you have to be matched properly based on your background and your qualifications. So before I let you go, oy, parang kanta. Thank you very much, Trisha, for your time this Friday, and I hope a lot of people learned. But please, ating mga watchers, stick around. Don't leave yet. I'm still continuing with the presentation, but any final words, Trisha, for our viewers?
Yes po. So again, thank you so much, Miss Anna and Secure Visa team for making this webinar possible. Siguro po yung last message ko sa ating mga attendees ngayon is I know na you really want to move to Canada, so might as well do it as soon as you can. Kasi as you may know, sa Canada po, every year, tumataas po yung tuition fee natin. So the more you delay, the more expensive it would be for you sa mga coming years pa. And of course, nandito ang Secure Visa to help you all throughout from the start of your application until the end. So again, thank you so much everyone for your time today and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye for now.
Great.
Salamat po.
Thank you, Trisha, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you, Trisha. Okay, everyone, I hope you're still here with me. Please don't leave me. I'm still here. Don't leave me. Okay, just want to check. Are you still with us by thumbs up naman or heart? And we're going to move on with our presentation so we'll learn more. Can you imagine? Ang dami nating natutunan from Arbutus. So there's so many study opportunities, 'di ba? And work opportunities available. So we just have to learn more and then to be open to different possibilities and of course be prepared. Part of the application of the student visa process is to be prepared and to be guided well. So nandiyan po ba kayo? Can you please thumbs up and like or again sa ating mga watchers, please continue to share. Actually, you can tag someone in the comments and then maybe mag-direct sila sa ating presentation. And if you're watching from a recording in a future time, if you're not watching live, hello din po. So we're here discussing the mga, ano naman ang mga financial requirements. We talked about what are the great things about studying in Canada. Where can I study in Canada? Natutunan natin yan through Arbutus and Trisha. Now, what are the major investments you need to prepare? So listen up, guys. I hope you're still listening here. Okay. So the first investment is your school tuition fee, and your second investment would be your evidence of funds, or what. And for your tuition fee requirement, kindly note that this differs depende kung anong school po kayo nag-apply. Iba-iba din po yung tuition fee depending sa program ninyo, the length of your program, and of course, tuition fee also varies from which province you're studying. So, in this case, I cannot give you the exact tuition fee, but based from the presentation of our guest earlier, you have an idea of how much would be an estimate of what you would prepare for a one-year program or a half a year program. So meron silang ganong options. Now, evidence of funds, I hope you listen very well. So we don't normally call this show money. Again, contrary to popular belief, evidence of funds is very important because it is showing that you have the capacity to support yourself and any family members if you're coming to Canada. Evidence of funds should cover cost of living and, of course, all other expenses you may need when you're living for the duration of your study. So, um, other agencies might say this is only a for show and you don't need to bring it to Canada or because you're going to work for part-time. So ulitin ko po, yes, you can work part-time, 20 hours a week as a student, but however, you do not want to use this as your main source of income when you're coming to Canada. That's why before you even apply for a student visa and arrive here in Canada, you have more than enough funds to support tuition and cost of living. Okay? Keep in mind because you're coming to Canada, ang focus natin is to study, kaya nga tayo naka-study permit. So the idea is we're putting our efforts and our time to completing our program and graduating. Kasi after naman nun, at nakagraduate tayo, pwede naman na tayo mag-work full-time. So the objective talaga is to first focus on the studies. We don't want to mislead anyone that we're just, coming to Canada, investing this much fund, but then I'm not really serious about my study. I mean, hello, well, that's one of the main reasons why we are guiding you well through this application because you have to put your best foot forward. Bakit ba ako qualified to study in Canada? Bakit ba ako qualified to upskill myself and eventually to move to Canada and to be a PR? Okay? So, again, you have your evidence of funds that you have to have direct access to. So these can be also from sponsors. So may nagtatanong din, so what if I don't have enough? Can I have a sponsorship for my evidence of funds? So I can just briefly mention that, yes, we have clients who have had their parents sponsor them, brothers or sisters sponsor them, and other family members. So more on the requirements, if you want to learn more in detail, ano bang kailangan dito, you can book a clarity call with us. There is a link being shared by the Secure Visa team in the chat. So pwede po kayo magkaroon ng consultation with our education specialist and then you can again ask all those personal questions that you may have. Okay. So as I said, you can have a sponsor and then Um, you can also have your own personal funds to share, to show, I mean, as part of your application. Meron din po nagtatanong sa amin, meron po akong property like bahay at lupa, meron po akong sasakyan, meron po akong mga SSS or insurance. So those are not part of evidence of funds. However, we need those in our application kasi they are our ties to our home country. So they are our assets. So these also support that we are established in our home country. So kahit even if it's a house and lot or a small business, some permits of your business, we also show those. However, they are not part of your proof of funds kasi hindi naman natin siya gagamitin for our tuition or expenses. So evidence of funds should be bank accounts, and they should be also funds from your sponsor. Okay. So to learn more about the details on these evidence of funds and documentary requirements, there is a link shared by the team here in the comment section, and you can book a call there so you can speak to our education specialist. Now, we had one question earlier from one of our watchers. Tinatanong, so what if I get a refused visa application? So reality check, it happens. So wag po kayong ma-disheartened. This has happened to so many people. Um, this isn't like we're not saying everything is rainbows and you get approved really quickly. Sometimes, an application would lead you to a refused visa. So um, we have some clients, for example, like I'm showing this illustration that a client did a DIY, or she filed the application for a visa herself. However, she sadly got a decline in March 2022. But when she reached out to secure visa and got the proper guidance, and then she tweaked her application and improved it, few months later, so meron na siyang approved visa. So nakarating na rin siya sa Canada. So this is just one of the many clients we have helped who have had their refused visa and eventually turned that over to an approved visa. Okay. So bottom line is we will not stop until you get approved for a visa permit. It's not it's not just like, okay, the refuse na kayo, or we're gonna let you go. Secure visa's objective really talaga is to guide you until you reach your destination. So even if a refusal would happen, knock on wood, and that's unavoidable, nandito yung team, tutulungan nila tayo. So we will guide you, and then let's discuss ano pa bang ways that we can strengthen our application, whether we strengthen our funds, strengthen our statement of purpose on bakit ang program na 'to ang pinili, i-strengthen natin yung pag-explain kung ano bang mga career pathways ko when I come back home, and why am I studying. So those are things that we can help you with. That's why guided only also by a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and the team, you can eventually get your approved study permit. Now, another question is, for whatever reason, nag-study na ako, nakagraduate na ako, pero hindi naman ako nag-qualify for PR. Hindi din ako naging PR at the end of my PGWP. So what am I gonna do? So actually, it's not a lose-lose situation. You have everything to gain. Unang-una, meron ka ng Canadian credential. So you already graduated, you have your diploma, whether it was in business or in medical office transcription or in all those programs mentioned by Trisha. Meron kang diploma. So this is an additional credential that you can add to your resume when you come back to the Philippines. This makes you more qualified, right? And of course, you also gain Canadian work experience. So if you work for a year or two after your graduation, you have a work experience, we should also add to your resume. Makes you more attractive, right? If you want to apply for work in the Philippines or maybe even other countries, right? And again, by the time you've been working full time nagkaroon ka na ng return of investment. So ano ba yung in-spend mo for tuition, eventually it went back to you kasi na-earn mo naman siya because you've been working full time in Canada using the skills that you've gained from your study. And of course, you've gained not just your skills, but may confidence ka na. Kaya pag nag-apply ka na, you'll be more competitive in the job market. So it's not bad, right? Let me do a quick recap. Try to do it as quick as I can, right? So in this discussion kanina, nasabi ko bakit 4 reasons why student visa is the great, excellent pathway towards Canada to being a PR and having a high CRS score. Because one of the reasons is you get the PGWP, which allows you to work and gain experience. Number two, as a student, you can also gain experience and learn connections and gain networks from other employers by working part-time for 20 hours as a student. In some programs, if you're already in the co-op or practicum component of your studies, pwede ka na mag-work for more than 20 hours. So katulad na-mention kanina ng Arbutus, di ba? When you've reached the co-op component of your program, hindi na limited yung number of hours that you can work. You can actually increase that. And number three, because you're studying in Canada, you have the opportunity to bring your partner and your children with the benefits that come along with it. Same as me. Kaya nandito po ako sa Canada ngayon. I studied, I graduated, and now, and I came here with my family, and now we're living here and enjoying the benefits of living and working in Canada. And number four, study pathway is the fastest way to move to Canada. If you fill in all the applications, if you qualified, if you're well prepared with all your requirements, which includes your financials and all other documents, you can fly to Canada in 6 months or less. However, of course, part of the preparation is apply as early as you can. That's why we're encouraging you, if you can, ask the questions now and start applying now. So that's why the Secure Visa is putting the links here so that you can reach out to us for a one-on-one consultation. Okay. And then we discussed, are you qualified for a study program? So one of um, the requirements that our guest spoke about is, if you have a background in this, ito yung mga isasubmit mo, and these are the types of programs you can avail of. Includes yung mga language exams, which you could also get for free. And then how long are the study programs? As mentioned sa Arbutus, there's a 6 plus 6, 8 plus 8, 12 plus 12. Okay, the intake dates, as mentioned, there are about 4 intakes per year per season. So it depends on when you're ready to leave. So there is a start date of the school for you. And again, I also talked about the major investments involved, which I said earlier was one, your tuition fee, and number two will be your evidence of funds to support your cost of living for you and your family as you're living in Canada. Okay. So, balik tayo. Nakita niyo na 'tong slide na 'to kanina, bakit inuulit ko pa ulit? So, paki-thumbs up naman kung, if you're still with me, catching up with my very, very fast talking. But okay, don't worry, I'll slow it down for you. So, recap. Three-step process of the study to PR pathway. Number one, study in Canada. So, as I said, that is in a designated learning institution, a college or university, just like one of those I mentioned. Oh, we met today, si Arbutus. So, there's many other options. Secure Visa can recommend to you the best options that best fit your qualifications and your profile. Now, number two, after you've graduated, so what are you going to do? You apply for a post graduation work permit. People keep talking about what is this PGWP? What is this? So, this allows you to work to stay in Canada after your graduation for 1 year to up to 3 years. During this time, you're gaining Canadian work experience. So, use the PGWP, your work permit, to apply for a full time job, and you can gain an experience of 1 year or more, thus increasing your CRS points, your points which qualify you to apply for PR on step 3. So if you're eligible, if you fit all the requirements, you can apply for permanent residency or PR in Canada. So sounds easy enough to understand, right? So on option one, how do you do that? You can do it on your own. Na-mention ko nga kanina, some clients, they prefer to submit everything on their own. They want to do it quickly. Yeah, go ahead. However, there are risks involved, right? So in option two, you can leave it to the experts who can really guide you and prepare you in that process. So, saan nyo ba mas gusto? DIY kasi madali yan eh. Parang ano na, submit na kagad. But you're not really sure, is the program fitting me, right? So, how about option two? I would be guided if the program fits me well, if the school fits me well, if the future career pathways will fit my goals well. And then, do I have all the requirements complete? Am I ready? Am I having a good chance to be approved? There are experts right here who can help you out. So, option one or option two. But syempre, doon na tayo sa option two, right? There are 4 things you need to succeed. That's why Secure Visa is here with you. Okay, sabi ko nga kanina, we have to have the right course or program that matches our profile. It cannot just be enrolling in any school, right? It has to be really fit. What is the pathway you're choosing for your career? So if you have a background in this occupation, so choose a program that aligns with that occupation. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but there is a progression that is logical. Na, hey, this makes sense. She's gonna have growth sa career niya. Ganda yan. Number two, again, part of the application is, how do you convince the immigration officer that I am deserving study in Canada? So that's why we write a letter or statements of purpose. Through the guidance of Secure Visa, we are putting your best application forward. So everything will be helped to you so that you can really shine in the application. Explain why, what are your goals as a family, as an individual. So this is how you will convince the visa officer that, okay, this is a good client. We can approve him for a study permit. And then, as I said, you have a team of experts who have had experience and are qualified to guide you through this process correctly. And then, as I said about the process, you have to have a stress-free process. And how do you able to do that? A lot of people get confused. They don't have much time on their hands. They're afraid to make mistakes. And then that is why Secure Visa is here so that we can guide and support you until you get to Canada. As we said earlier in our comment section, there is a free clarity video call that you can book. Our team is pasting the links at the chat below. So in this clarity call, you have a chance to speak to our education specialist to learn more closely about yung mga na-discuss ko dito, and then even ask your own personal questions about this one. Sobrang dami niyo pa sigurong tanong, and I'm sorry if I'm not able to cover everything, but these calls are an excellent way for even for half an hour, marami po kayong mako-cover. Our education specialists will be there to assist you and answer any queries that you may have. So the link is here in the slide I'm showing, and the link is there in the chat. Okay? So you can have a chat with us so you can get to know your situation. We'll understand what's your profile, what's a good program for you. Is this a good fit to migrate to Canada or to wherever, to maybe to New Zealand or to Australia, right? If you have any questions about bringing your family, you can ask it here in this clarity call. Find out about amounts, how much to prepare, what is my timeline. All of these can be provided by our education specialists in the clarity call. And if we feel that you are a good fit and you're qualified enough, we will discuss further how Secure Visa's complete package of services can help you. So, if you want a stress-free end-to-end service, our service is called the Secure Student Solution. So, because of this, we'll be the process will be simply stress free for you, from educating and guiding you to choosing the right program and the right school and the right duration that best fits you. We will help you apply and get that letter of acceptance. Katulad nga na sinabi ni Trisha kanina, we will help you apply. Just submit what we need, and then we will forward that to the school and get you your letter of acceptance quickly. That will help you secure your slot better and make you more prepared to apply for study permit. So again, kasama na rin dito yung writing the best statement of purpose. Sabi ko nga, there's a letter that you have to write to bring forward your best application to the visa officer. We will help you there. And again, checking all your requirements and making sure that all are compliant with the needs of the Immigration Canada. And then even if you've already been approved and then you're coming to Canada, getting ready to leave or getting ready to come to the country, we're also here to guide you. And then, even after you've already arrived in Canada and continuing your studies, we'll be here to help you apply for your first job, resume guidance, interview help, until the day when you're finally ready to qualify for being a PR. Secure Visa is there. Now, you can avail of these services only if you're a good fit. That is the reason why magkaroon po tayo ng clarity call. Let's book it here. Click on the link here. Book a clarity call with us and figure out, am I a right fit? Am I prepared enough for this? So our team will help you with, with that. Okay. So I'm just showing you here, Claudette is one of our clients. She's availed of the um, uh, Secure Student Solution, and now she has come to Canada. She's actually enjoying already her study here, and she's almost complete. And we have here the Bantug family. So it's a family of three. They have a young child with them. And Kathy is already taking her program in Humber College. So we were able to secure a student permit for her, open work permit for her spouse, and then for her child, meron siyang study permit, diba? Okay. So these are other clients who have received their approvals. Thank you to Secure Visa. So if you would be looking at our Facebook page, there's so many clients who giving their testimonials. So they are for real. Like, take the time to read them. Kami nga dapat na nagte-thank you sa clients kasi they trusted us. But there's so many stories, like a rainbow of stories that we could share about successful clients with Secure Visa. And hopefully you can be one of them. Who knows? So to know if you're qualified, diba? So a great thing would be to at least book a call with us and ask your burning questions, and then even know What are the opportunities for me and my family? So I'm very, very interested. And we really appreciate that you're watching our live today. So go ahead. The link is here in our slides, and the link is also in our chat. So for those of you who are watching here with us, we have reached our 1.5 hour mark. Thank you so much to our viewers. And thank you, Secure Visa team, for also standing by here during the presentation. We hope that you learned a lot about the study permit to migration pathway to PR pathway here in Canada. And if you have any questions, our team is here. You know our Facebook page. And then hopefully after this presentation, please continue to follow our page and share any information that you got here. Thank you to the team. And until our next FB Live, enjoy the weekend, everyone. Bye.